Fame game is all about celebrities on the show bearing their hearts and their souls. It's not about Roseanne, it's not about myself, but then we get caught in the backlash, obviously. Our guest today is Sangeetha Weeraratne. The name says it all. I know you far too well and only too well that I don't even need to introduce you or to describe you.
I guess not only you, everyone knows Sangeetha Weeraratne by name and by appearance and everything. I just want to speak
Thank you
about...
for having me, guys.
Welcome to the show, Sangeetha. It was
Thank you.
quite a rush to get you on the show. But firstly, let's talk about Sangeetha, the 16-year-old Sangeetha who did It's a Matter of Time. What if you did not do that film? What could Sangeetha Weeraratne be today?
Well, I was always interested in business, so perhaps I'd be following my father's footsteps and going beyond. I always had a dream of owning my own dancing class and becoming a dancing teacher. I wanted to dance, but I also wanted to teach dancing.
Oh.
So there was a saying.
So Channa Vijayawardena will have competition if at all.
Oh, there's a lot of sayings in that, but yeah, I'm not going to say it in public now. But yeah, that's my first love. Dancing is my first love. So I would have been a dancer for sure. And probably have done business, if not movies.
Before we go into the Sangeetha, the actress journey, I'd like to divert a bit. You're also a director of Model Shop, and for the past 10 years, your 11th year is this year, the team has been grooming and selecting and crowning and sending a Miss Sri Lanka for Miss World.
Yes.
What is that preparation like between winning the crown, nominated, or the pageant, or the competition, to the finals out there, wherever it is? What is that preparation, the grueling thing that happens?
Okay, so Kumar, Model Shop started with me and Shireen, and at the very initial stage, both of us really didn't know anything about what an international pageant really does. So Seneka was our choreographer, and I had a team along with you, Channa,
Atula,
Chiron,
Ramani.
Atula, Ramani. I mean, we had this team right at the beginning. Lashni joined us second year. And so this team really only knew what is done in Sri Lanka. And so in terms of preparing a girl, the very first girl, Sabrina, went for Miss Universe. She came back, and then we didn't send a girl for Miss Universe again, and we took over Miss World. So these are two different pageants. It's done differently. So when we sent Asanki for the first time, we really had no idea what we were sending Asanki for. And when Asanki came back, we asked her, what her experience was, and really didn't get too much of a response from her. And she said it was fine. She enjoyed, and that was it. So again, we didn't have a lot of information to go by. Again, even Chulakshi, they all came back and said one thing: they really don't take much notice of our country as a country that sends good representatives
within the pageant.
As a pageant country.
As a country that really sends good candidates. So
is consistent.
They were never impressed. The world pageant I'm talking about with anybody, even at that point. And everybody who came back said it was okay, but they faced so many difficulties, and it's not easy, and it was quite a sad story actually. And then it was Tilini, and then it was
Dusheni. No, later on.
Amrita.
Amrita.
So it's Amrita who came back and told us exactly what they go through. She briefed us as to how difficult it is, what we need to train them for. So, we were, even at that point, by that point, we had gone on international platform. Done our own work
research,
in terms of looking at the international pageant and their mini pageants, whatever they show. And then we are working on those and thinking, okay, so if we are good at these things,
So didn't you as model shop get guidelines from the Miss World mother organization?
We
Basic
do.
protocols you need
We
to.
do get guidelines for the international pageant. Okay, you have to be ready for this. So we went on those guidelines. So we prepared everybody in Sri Lanka. So whoever took part for the Miss World Sri Lanka, we guided everybody to face everything that whoever the winner has to face internationally. Because generally we didn't have a lot of time from our pageant to the international pageant, maybe 4 to 5 months. So we prepared them the best way we could with very limited knowledge. And then Amrita came back and informed us, and then we changed a lot after that. And it was Dusheni again, and then it was Nadia. And again, Nadia gave a very good competition and briefed us a lot from China, as to what is happening in China, how is it going. We got a lot of feedback from Nadia again. And then came, I think it was Deumini after Nadia. And that was in London, and it was
Bitterly cold, I think.
very cold. It was in December. I think she was in tears half the time, and she was like, "Miss, we need so much more clothes. I need so much this. I need so much that." And it was. I felt so sad. There are times I felt really sad because we didn't have the finances to back her like that. And then came Shade. Mind you, she made such a big difference for Sri Lanka. Of course, she went during COVID.
She had to go twice, if you remember.
And she
Yeah,
went
I
during
remember
COVID.
this.
And she would say, "Oh my God, these women don't even talk to me, Sangeetha." She felt so alone there because she was in America. No.
Puerto Rico.
She was in Puerto Rico. She had to fly to America and then fly to Puerto Rico. And then she was like, she was talking about her experience, and it was not pleasant. Because she had to, it's quite a struggle.
It is.
To do things by yourself with no actual support from us. And we realized, okay, we need to.
Are you faulting yourself for this?
I didn't. I'll be honest, Kumar. Up until I went for the Miss World, I didn't realize how much more we actually have to do. Because I thought we were doing our best. We were doing our best, and I thought that was enough. No. When I went, I realized we are not doing enough. We, as a country, I'm free to say, we don't have enough money
Resources,
to fund a girl the way international countries,
Some countries
that
do.
win
Yeah.
send their contestants. We don't have the money. Okay, so we struggle a lot to send a girl, and that girl on her own struggles a lot. How many designers have we spoken to? How many companies have we spoken for sponsorships, for airline, for tickets, for extra luggage? How much of rejection
Extra
have we...
luggage was a huge
That was a
problem.
huge problem with most
Even
of the
for Mega.
contestants. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had to buy. That's when we realized we had to buy, right? And we bought even for Mega. It was he had
100 something.
105 kilos. Anudhi 114 or 125 kilos. Anudhi had, right? And even that was not enough. Twice after that, her mother sent clothes, posted for her to be DHL clothes for her. So those were all expenses bared by their family.
So our girl going out there with all these pressures that she is undergoing, and that no one out there in social media land, all those keyboard warriors, they are blissfully unaware. They just sit and do this thing. How lonely is she? She can crack also. She can also crack
When she's at
when
the
she's out
pageant.
there alone by herself.
No, we are in touch with her now. From the time we could. Now they have phones and you can message, you can
Communicate every
video
day,
call
yeah.
her, you can call her because she has a handphone. I mean, that was not the case, right?
Yes,
During your
definitely
period
not.
also,
Well,
was that?
Nothing. We
So
didn't even have digital camera, like
nothing.
cameras.
I mean, there's no,
No
social
phones.
media to back you, nothing. So uh, now they're not alone because every night she can call us and she can
She
say
can be in
whatever
touch.
she was in touch. Every night she was in touch, right? And she was in touch with her family, she was in touch with our team, she was in touch with you. I mean, she was in touch with all of us, right? So um, right now I don't think they feel that same way, but it is not easy.
Yeah.
Even if you go there you can't really meet her, but I think now the situation is different.
So you came for my pageant 20 years ago for Miss Universe.
that's the thing, Rosanna. When
So no one knew that you had. I didn't know till this morning.
47
That you had gone for
people
hers.
came.
Yeah.
That was also in Thailand, by the way.
That was in Thailand, and mind you, we had so much. I mean, Loching did a beautiful set of clothing for
Clothes
her,
for me, yeah.
prepared her. Everything was beautiful. I remember your red suitcases.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was done.
Perfect.
Beautiful, perfect. She had about 7 luggages. I think she carried.
And
it.
I was flying for the airline also. So
Yeah,
I
so
got
you
a,
kind
my
of-
own
Airlines,
personal.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So everything was there, and we all flew there. We were in Thailand. We were entire like a huge. We had to buy we hired a huge bus,
Yes.
and we went there.
Flags
and
all over,
Flags
I
all over. We
remember.
did everything right, but nobody in Sri Lanka spoke about it
No.
because there was no social media. Nobody knew, and no one's opinion
Counted.
was given
Yeah.
because
They didn't have it in
know.
their fingertips.
Yeah. And for them to respond, and we had to watch the pageant through what Miss Universe gave us when we went for her. But we were back in there, we screaming Sri Lanka, and she
Yeah.
was performing right in front, and we were all so proud. And we didn't have a camera to
Capture every moment.
capture every moment and put it live.
Yeah.
We didn't. So she performed out there in front, but the cameraman didn't pick it up
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
right? So the world saw what they wanted you to see.
Okay, that's the equation.
Yeah.
But the girls would have been more friendly at that time than what you experienced last
You
week.
would know that.
No. She went for the gala in the night after
Yes,
the pageant.
after the pageant, and the girls were so much nicer, Roseanne.
Yeah.
I mean, my experience here, I'll tell you, I met some girls in the lift because I stayed at the same hotel that all the contestants were saying, and 109 countries, you're bound to meet one or two people in the lift.
Definitely.
And all the time I would meet one or two people in the lift, and they were all so nice to you because they looked at me as an outsider. The moment they realized I'm supporting Anudhi and I have come on behalf of Anudhi, there were some girls who were nice and smiled at least, and some girls would just
Ignore you completely.
as
Just
if I
ignore you?
don't
Exist.
Even when I wish them all the best, it was like I never said it and I'm not there.
Wow.
Such attitude.
I mean, I'm wishing them all the best.
Yeah.
It's not as if I'm asking them or something.
I thought Colombo is bad.
Oh,
This is
no.
worse.
I can.
so
a
what you are
significant-
experiencing in Colombo is nothing compared to
I
what
don't
you-
even, actually, I'll be very honest.
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
A significant part of Miss World is the Beauty with a Purpose project, which all the girls do. Anudhi's was on period poverty. And one line which struck me very hard as a man was bleed with dignity.
Yeah.
She brought dignity into the menstrual cycle. But another line, which is said that Sri Lanka is not a pageant country, got all those keyboard warriors activated, and so many people, I don't want to mention their designations, but all those, a group of people out there lashed her. What went wrong there, Sangeetha?
I suppose they have no experience in going for a Miss World pageant. I mean, anyone who wants to talk about what Anudhi said, first, go for the Miss World pageant. experienced yourself how that organization looks at Sri Lanka. They love the country. They love everybody who comes in, but they don't look at you as competition. They don't even treat you like competition. Because
You're
they
just
don't-
there.
You're
a
there,
participant.
and they're happy that you've
Yeah.
come. And I mean, for them, up until Anudi, they never felt that Sri Lanka was sending a candidate to compete
Front runners. Yeah.
frontline for
We
the
were just the
World-
padding, is it?
we were there, and we were sending
Fillers.
girls, just sending girls.
Just the number.
Yeah, it's a number. And I'll be honest, I mean, it's not I don't blame the Miss World pageant or anything like that. We have to understand whom we sent. I don't blame the girls either. There's so much that we should have prepared them in sending. We should have known so much more, and I kind of blame. I need to take responsibility for what we have done. And the truth is, up until Anudi, we really hadn't sent a girl other than Sade. They recognize Amrita, they recognize Sade. They still talk about those two contestants. The moment Amrita was there with us, and the moment they saw Amrita, they was like, oh, Miss 2016.
Oh.
They even remember her year.
Yeah.
Miss 2016 for Sri Lanka 2016. They don't. I only heard that part. Right? Maybe they don't remember her name, but they remember the year she took part, and they remember she's from Sri Lanka. That's a huge deal, because we are talking 9 years ago, 100 countries every year. That's a huge deal. So Amrita made an impact in the organizer's mind. Yeah. Sade did, and then Anudi. But for Sri Lanka, only Anudi did. It's so unfair for those other two girls who really did work hard and did so much. Of course, Sade's year was COVID time, and there were only 80 some odd countries that took part, and Sade had to go twice. The first time there was COVID, and they had to
Shut down and they sent the
shut
girls
down.
back.
There was the
They sent-
lockdown.
yeah,
in
there was a
between.
lockdown, and they had to send all the girls back. And then they selected their final 40 and invited only the final 40, and Sade was among the final 40 who was selected. And even there, I mean, we couldn't support her in terms of even an air ticket. We couldn't. She had to get that on her own, look for the sponsorship. She must have felt sad, you know.
I'm sure she did.
And I don't blame her for that, because as I can't really do anything beyond doing my pageant, right? And now we understand, okay, we have to go beyond, and we have to earn more money. I don't know how. I'm just still thinking.
Because you have to do a fantastic pageant here and give them that image
exposure,
also, that exposure,
right?
like
Because
you said.
first I was concentrating on doing as many pageants as possible. So because in Sri Lanka, when some of the girls have never been on a ramp, some of them have only modeled, and they don't know the difference between pageantry and modeling.
Yes.
So there is grooming them to prepare them to do a pageantry walk. How you smile, how you talk. It's about you. It's not about your clothes. So everything is different.
Yeah.
When you start off. So we had to prepare them, and we thought, okay, it's an expense. We have more than 4 mini pageants and everything. Roseanne, you've done mini pageants. You know what an expense it is. But we go through that so that we expose them to facing an audience, of being
Cocktails,
confident,
networking. Yeah.
And we sometimes see girls who've never even walked a ramp.
Yeah, some of them.
Absolutely raw material, and that's a huge challenge for the team as well.
For the team. So we were concentrating a lot, and we were thinking we're doing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And we were quite proud of ourselves also, Kumar. Like, honestly, I was quite proud. I was thinking, oh my God, we're doing so much.
Yeah.
And in Sri Lanka, we are doing a lot. So don't even talk about the other pageants that happen in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
I mean,
So y'all do so much, but still it's not enough.
It's still
so
not enough.
we cannot even talk about
No.
the others, like you said.
don't.
I'm coming back again. So
Right? And so, in terms of preparing we need to find ourselves. Now, if the pageant is costing us X amount, we need 2Xs
Yeah.
to prepare the contest and send her.
Hmm.
So that kind of money, it is not a pageantry country. No sponsor is coming forward to give us that money. If it was cricket,
So she didn't mean
if it
the-
was
yeah.
cricket,
So that
we
line
have a
was
problem.
completely taken out of context and
She didn't mean the
misinterpreted.
winners, past winners.
Yeah.
She just meant that the resources and that kind of thing. Yeah.
it
But the backlash was huge.
because they don't understand.
Yeah.
The
Because
anti-Anudi
they don't
backlash
know.
was massive.
People don't know and scold you for something they don't know. I'm not going to get angry.
These
Because
very people
they
will beg you for
don't
an
know.
invitation next year and then still come and.
It's okay. I mean, honestly, they're ignorant,
Yeah.
and you can't score somebody for being ignorant, and you can't. I consider them.
Themselves.
They don't know, and they don't know that they don't know. So
Oh, that's worse. That's worse.
That's
Uh,
nice.
I'm not going to go there.
Sri Lanka has never ever done before, rooted for Anidhi Gunasekara. It was huge.
Yeah.
It was massive. It was also
Yeah, Anudhi.
parallel to Malini Fonseca's funeral, which was also, I'll come to that, national mourning. It was a dichotomy there. It was
Yeah.
terrible. Now, 95% of Sri Lanka rooted for our girl, our queen, our crown, Javeva Sri Lanka. That was my tagline. But there was a 5% that lashed her right throughout, even when she came back last week. They've been consistently lashing at her. Fake profiles have been lashing at her.
Yeah, Kumar. I mean, there are girls
People will
who
find
are in
reasons.
the pageant also who goes around saying all this nonsense. I have only one thing to say for those people. They're very sad people. They're very sad people who have nothing in their lives to be proud of. So they take this moment of someone else's pride and lash, and hopefully they feel big because they have the ability to put down someone, or they think
That's
they're
their
putting
survival.
down- they're putting down someone who is bigger than them, so they get to feel big, or they get to feel whatever. They're very sad people. They cannot be happy in someone else's victory. So why talk about them?
Let's talk about something more interesting that I
Yeah, no,
noticed.
I mean, honestly, I feel sorry for you guys.
Haven't you been a victim yourself?
Yes, I have, but like she said, the social media
there was no social media.
Yeah.
There was only how many people I think knew how hard you worked. Even
Yeah.
I remember she didn't eat
Yeah.
for such a long way. I mean, she had. Every time I see her,
That figure,
I get
yes.
angry because
That figure.
my God, she had her bikini shorts too. Even if, as a woman, I was looking at her and thinking, wow.
Yeah, we should interview her the next time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was
Let's do that.
crazy commitment, crazy, you know. But nobody spoke of it. No one. And there are some people in the pageantry world, they just want to be.
You've been a
bigger.
victim of that yourself ever since you stepped into movies.
I
I mean,
mean,
at every
yeah.
step of your life, there's been Bahubaria took it to the next level. Remember?
Yeah.
But I like this coldness of her. I should learn from you. Like, I don't care. You can speak. It's all behind me.
No, but because Roseanne, you know one thing? We can work really hard. But somebody out there who doesn't do 2 cents of what we do can sit and scold us. And
Has
what,
an
you want me
opinion.
to change my life because of that person? You want me to actually answer? Me, my team, Miss World Sri Lanka team, is one of the hardest working teams. I have so much love, respect for them. I'm not going to put that team down for 1 or 2 people who don't even come close to that team. I'm not even going to waste my breath for people who want to say things on social media about the pageant, about Anudhi, about Miss Work. I mean, I saw some gentleman saying, I invited Suji because it was political.
Oh, yes, I saw
A
that. too.
major political journey. I saw that. It is.
And I was
I
like,
was there. It was nothing like that.
Ah.
I was like, dude, You don't even know why I invited Suji.
Yeah.
Right? And why, as a team, we decided she would be a good judge, and they're out there making their own judgment and saying how much we got from this
Party, this political party and that
I'm thinking
political
to
party.
myself,
And
if only you all knew what we had to go through, you would really, get down on your knees and apologize to us. But I'm not going to correct them. No, I'm not going to go out and tell everything what we've been through. People can make up their mind. They can say anything. It's okay. My life continues. Miss World continues. Miss World Sri Lanka 2026 will take place this year. And we as a team will work hard. And we will, when we go for 2026 Miss World, we'll make sure we'll take our candidate on a stronger level.
so, Anuti Gunasekara, you are our girl, you are our queen, you are
Yeah.
our pride.
Actually,
And we are
Kumar,
proud of
I
you.
have to say one thing more. I also saw a lot of people saying that Anuti got a lot of backup, and we kind of, spent money on, how did she get all this exposure? Let me correct one thing. Anuti did her Beauty with a Purpose project long before she came for the pageant.
Yes.
Right? So it was out there in the social media. She went one step further. Even I didn't know, I'll be honest, I didn't know she went to meet the Prime Minister. She didn't go to meet the Prime Minister through us.
Yes.
On her own, I was aware of that.
Yeah.
She went on
Yes.
her own. Only I scolded her. I said,
Yeah, I
listen.
Yes, you did scold her.
I said,
Why
you
did you
went to
scold
meet
her?
the Prime Minister. You didn't tell us so I can put it in news.
Yeah.
She was like, oh no, but I went for the project. I said, yeah, you've got to put that out.
Yeah.
You went. She didn't even think, she did it because she loved the cause, not to get
Publicity out of it.
Saheli. Please
Saheli.
follow.
And
Saheli.
period poverty is not, she's not the first person to do a project on period poverty. There are many projects
Yes.
that have been done in India, in Sri Lanka, in so many. Marsha is one of the girls who been working on it before that.
Yeah.
On a
Free to
different
Flow
level.
is Marsha's
Free
project.
to Flow is Marsha's. So she's not even the first girl to be doing it.
True.
But she carried it with, like you said, with dignity.
Bleed with dignity.
She
That is
carried
the
it
line.
well. And she's proud of what she's doing, right?
Aren't we all?
She's
We
passionate.
are all
yeah.
very proud.
She's
And then her first exposure is when pageant pages. There are a lot of people, when you go for the Miss World, you realize there are a lot of people who come from different parts of the world who follow pageants. And they have their own pages.
pageantry pages.
Pageantry pages. You don't get to know who they are, right? You'll only see them through those pages. But they're all there. And those people follow
They have their
Anudri
predictions. Yeah.
for the first 3 days, and after the third day or fourth day, those people from Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, those in India also, those people put out comments saying
Predictions,
oh,
yeah.
Sri Lanka has sent someone
Yeah.
different. Anudhi is a girl we need to look out for. It was the international press, international pageant pages that recognized Anudhi first. And then it came to Sri Lanka, and then people started rooting for it.
So what went wrong? Why were we not in the top 40 for all these pageant pages?
Yeah, pageant
felt that
pages
she
are
was
pageant
worthy.
pages.
Yeah. Then they don't contribute to the
I mean,
judgment.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, for instance, South Africa, for certain pageant pages, she was the winner. She was
Sure.
not among the final 40 even. Nor was France. I mean, there are countries who didn't even make it to the final 40 for some pageant pages, were the winner.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll be honest again. I have been nominated many a times for Best Actress, a Popular Actress. I've won it many times, and I've lost it many a time. And I've learned to sit, hear the nominations, heartbeat like crazy, wanting the award, and then I hear someone else's
Name being announced.
and I've learned to sit, smile, because the camera is always there looking at you, the 3 nominations. And then afterwards, calmly, collectively go be happy for the winner,
And wish that.
and wish the other person and come home.
Wait. Have you cried inside you at those moments?
There are times, of course, you're sad. Come on, who's not? So, I mean, when you enter the industry and your name gets nominated for Best Actress alongside big names like, I used to get nominated alongside Swarnamala Arachi, Anuja Veerasinghe. I've never
big
got
names.
nominated against Malini Akka, but once I've got nominated against Malini Akka.
Yes, you
also.
did once.
Yes,
I remember.
I have. I Rangani Singha, and sometimes I've won, and whoa,
Yeah.
I felt so happy. To be nominated, I've been happy among those names. And I've not won it also. And I know what it feels. But when I sat in that audience and Asia, Oceania, 10 finalists were spoken, I was holding hands, me, Amrita, Lashni, all three of us were holding hands like this. And we were like, yes. I had the flag on this hand. And when the last girl was announced and Sri Lanka was not in it, and
Oh, I can imagine.
I'll tell you, for the first time in my life, for the very first time in my life, I felt hurt.
Like a sting there. Yeah.
It was sad.
We were texting each other at that moment, I remember.
I honestly felt hurt. Like, as if somebody stabbed me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I've never felt it even for myself. Even all those awards, all those nominations, I've never felt it. And then I realized it's not because of Anudhi.
It's because you're a
I
Sri
was standing
Lankan.
there for Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Last question on the show.
Before that, I need to ask one controversial question. We saw you being a huge part of Malini Akki's
That was my question. She stole it from me.
funeral. But I didn't see you at her birthday celebration. And I was wondering, where is Sangeetha?
Why did you cut her?
Why did you not attend
last
that and
birthday
attend
celebration,
the
78.
funeral?
But you were at the funeral crying in a white sari.
Yeah.
Off-white.
Yeah, I have a lot of people asking me that question, and Kumar, honestly, I feel so sad. Even today, because I'll tell you one thing.
They were all there.
Everyone was there.
I was not invited.
Huh?
I was not invited, and that's the truth.
Oh, okay.
Okay. On that note, Sangeetha, thank you very much for being our guest on the show. It was a great pleasure talking to you. We have to get you back as Sangeetha. Okay. So thanks very much.
Thank
All
you
the
for
best.
having me, Kumar. It was nice talking about the pageant. I'm so proud of you, Anudhi. I'm so proud of all our girls. But a special note out of obviously to Sade, to Amrita, and of course Anudhi takes. They are all our Miss Sri Lankas, from Asanki to Anudhi. Every girl must have gone through a lot. But on your own, Amrita, Sade, Anudhi, you all achieved so much more. We are proud of that. And I want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for Sri Lanka on that platform. So 2026 is coming up, and I want to invite all the beautiful girls out there who feel strongly about a social project that,
Who's confident,
they're confident, and you feel you are the person who can carry Sri Lanka forward. Applications are now open, so please join us to take Sri Lanka forward.
Beautiful.
Javeva, Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Sangeetha.
Thank you.
Next time.
Yeah, we come next week. Thank you.